Hello.
Good to see you. How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. It's been a kind of a whirlwind day. I had some extra time and got a bunch of stuff done.
Well, that's good.
So I'm kind of tired and also I feel accomplished.
Good. Good. Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah. Hi, Dolores.
Hi
Hi,
there.
Dolores.
Seem to be lagging a little bit, but hopefully that'll resolve itself.
Okay.
Let's see. When I hopped on, I couldn't say anything, I think. Is that
Yeah.
normal for participants?
Yes. So I have made you both panelists. So whenever you speak, it should switch to you, but we won't see or hear from anybody that's joining us. They will communicate with us using the Q&A chat.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
So that,
So, yeah,
okay. And I would like to remove my last name here if I can do that.
absolutely.
I'm not sure. I guess as a panelist, I should be able to. I'm not seeing the option to rename myself. Um,
I'm almost wondering if,
okay. Oh no, it let me highlight my last name, but not
oh,
the. That's the opposite.
yeah.
Um, I mean, it's okay. I would prefer not if I can get it off.
You want to hop off and hop back on, Dolores?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Here, let me. I think if I go in the, hmm, letting me do it there either. Okay. Oh, there we go. Now I got to rename. Okay.
Great.
I'm just curious, how did you do that? Because I couldn't
Yeah.
figure it out.
Okay, so I clicked on the little thing that says participants,
Okay.
and then it popped up a separate list of panelists and attendees, and it took a few seconds before it would give me the options, but there's like
I see.
if you go to your name, you can hit more, and then
Oh,
Yeah.
your name
yep.
is one of the options.
Cool.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Good to know.
Yes. I am going to go ahead and share my screen and get this set up.
Did we get a lot of RSVPs, Jessica?
Yes, I want to say there were around 10, 5 to
Wow.
10. So yeah, we'll see.
Cool, cool.
Hmm.
So I'm hoping you see my screen and you still see me.
Uh,
Yes.
Okay, great.
yeah, you're very tiny, but
I think you might be able to change.
yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna mess around with that. I think you're right. Should be able to.
And then I also just want to make sure you both have the um the Q&A chat popped up.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, I have it. No
All
open
right.
questions.
Great. Okay, I think that's everything.
Okay, and I know you said in your email, but the protocol for a question popping up there is,
Yeah, so I'm going to go through this little presentation first. It's
mhm,
most likely going to answer a lot of questions. But then after I finish, I'll pass it off to you to share a little bit about your experience. And then we will open it up to any questions. So at that time, if there's anything that's popped up in the chat, we can answer then. And last time we discussed wanting to, if there are no questions, then maybe I'll say, either Dolores or Chad, would you like to share a little bit more just to keep people around for a minute? Ask again if there's any questions, and if not, we'll wrap it up naturally.
okay, okay.
Cool.
So we'll just see if anyone comes. It just occurred to me today that this would be a perfect opportunity to have some music playing. I should ask Mikkel
Oh,
something. I think that would set the stage nicely.
Yeah.
mm.
Yeah. Did both of you have decent days today?
It- yeah, I didn't get out for my walk in the woods today, because it was raining like crazy and it was time for that. And I need to get myself to go out anyway.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
if it's not thundering or lightning, I should really just grab an umbrella and take my walk in the woods as I usually do. And I think I'm gonna try to remember that next time. Because I was just like, oh, it's raining. Oh well,
Oh well.
vacuum instead.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was raining here too, but I'm hoping for some decent weather this weekend. I'm actually going to be camping with my friends that I haven't seen in a good
Oh.
6 months. So I'm excited to see them again.
Yeah. Where are you going?
We're going to a state park. It's in Wisconsin, only about 2 hours from me, but they're from Minnesota. So it's actually been on my bucket list though. Devil's Lake. It's supposed to be
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yes, yes.
yeah.
I went to grad school in Madison, and
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
cool.
and Devil's Lake was yeah, a frequent when we would hop in the car to go to a park or to go hiking or whatever, that was
Yeah.
often our destination.
Oh my gosh. Do you have any suggestions of like must see?
You mean in Wisconsin or at Devil?
Yes. Or in Devil's Lake? Any of the hiking trails maybe that come to mind?
I mean, nothing was labeled as I recall. I don't know. I
Okay.
went
Yeah.
with different groups, and some of them like wanted to scramble up the rock face, and others. So, and it's interesting because they both of the groups that I went with called it hiking, and I didn't realize that one of the groups meant literally like climb up the, but it was okay. I managed. But I mean, yeah, it's gorgeous and yeah, it should be. I'm not sure that I was ever there at the very beginning of spring, but
Okay.
climb to the top and look
Yeah.
out, say
Yes.
hi to
Yeah.
the turkey vultures. There's always a ton of them. Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm looking forward to it. We'll just ramble around then.
Yeah.
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 Well, it looks like we have a few people joining us. Hello, everyone. Let's see. Maybe we can wait just a few more minutes and see if a few people join us. Those of you here, please feel free to open up the Q&A chat that's in the bottom control bar. And that's where you'll be able to answer any questions you might have. Okay, well, why don't we go ahead and get started? Anybody can just jump in when they arrive. Thank you for being here tonight. My name is Jessica, and I'm the Executive Administrative Assistant with TBO. Before we get started, I do want to let you know that we are recording this presentation tonight, but obviously you will not be recorded or identified in any way. We're going to start with just a brief presentation about our weekend of recovery and other events. Then we're going to hear from one of our alumni, Dolores, about their experiences with TBO. And then we'll wrap up with any questions you might have. So again, please feel free to enter your questions at any time using that Q&A button. And you may also have your questions entered anonymously. They'll only be seen by myself and my co-hosts here today. So again, I am Jessica. You've probably seen some emails from me, and I'll often be the one corresponding with you, whether I'm reaching out to let you know about some events we have going on, or whether you're reaching out with questions for us. I've been with TBO for about a year and a half now, and as a survivor myself, I am passionate about helping survivors gain access to the resources they need. So here you can see a little bit about all of our facilitators. These will be the folks working with you during the day or weekend of recovery. As you can see, we have one of them with us here today, Chad. He is one of our co-executive directors, and I'm going to hand it off to him to give a little introduction.
Well, welcome everybody. I'm really excited to have some folks who might be interested in taking part in some of our events. My name is Chad Corbley. I'm a psychologist in Columbus, Ohio. I got started with TBO right when it started back in 2014. It was founded by Mikkel Rao, who's on the bottom left there of your screen. Over the course of the last 11 years now, we've done, I think, upwards of, 15 weekends and various other kinds of events, some virtual during the pandemic, of course. It's been a really profoundly important experience for me, just as a clinician and as a facilitator. It's been a big part of my life, and it's something that I am very glad to have in my life and to be able to give my time to. So very pleased to be here and to answer any questions that you might have from a kind of a logistical or executive director kind of point of view. So thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Chad. Okay, so what does TBO do? TBO is a nonprofit organization dedicated to empowering survivors of sexual abuse and assault to be whole, healed, and connected to others. As you can see here, our mission is to serve survivors of sexual abuse and assault of all genders who want to heal in an inclusive community. TBO is best known for our weekends of recovery. These in-person events are truly a special way to connect with other survivors and heal together. Days of recovery follow the same format as the weekends, just shortened. And TBO has also hosted events of healing across the country, where survivors and allies gather together to connect and dismantle the secrecy and shame around sexual trauma. They may include survivor art exhibits, local resources, and a panel of survivors who share their stories. It is important to note that the weekends and days of recovery are not meant to replace support systems such as individual therapy or 12-step programs. These events are intended to strengthen your ongoing recovery work. In the many years of retreats and conferences held across the country, Hope Springs has proven time and again to be the best environment for meeting the community's needs during a weekend of recovery. It is a comfortable space surrounded by nature with a wonderful kitchen staff that will accommodate any dietary needs and a supportive team that makes the deep, life-changing work of the weekend possible. So as I said before, both the days and weekends of recovery follow the same format, just at different lengths. All days and weekends of recovery must start with setting boundaries and establishing what is needed for everyone to feel safe and supported. You'll spend time in small groups that have been carefully selected by the facilitators. Other activities will include mindfulness exercises, art projects, movement, which is not exercise, but an opportunity to be present in your body, and other activities developed by the facilitators. These events always close with a gathering and discussion about how to apply what you've learned so that you may continue healing after the day or weekend. And while there is always an agenda prepared for these events, facilitators may adjust plans in the moment to best meet the needs of each individual and the group. So the cost of your registration covers everything you will need for the weekend, including lodging, meals and snacks, and any materials needed for projects. We know that survivors often spend less and engage in far fewer resources when it comes to their own self-care. We understand how difficult it can be to invest in your own healing. Scholarships are offered on a first come, first served basis and guarantee at least a 50% reduction in your registration costs. We also offer payment plans to both full registrations and scholarship recipients, with the stipulation that all fees are fulfilled by the start date of the event. We also offer free events like this Q&A and our upcoming virtual day of recovery. So after you attend a day or weekend of recovery, you will have the tools needed for the advanced weekends. These are often held with our companion organization, Men Healing, and may extend an additional day. These weekends go much deeper than the level 1 weekends. You will also have access to other community offerings, such as the monthly art group that is hosted by our founder, Mikkel. And most importantly, you become part of our community, a place where you will be heard, supported, and believed. At TBO, we really focus on listening to the community and shaping what we offer based on what people are asking for. During our recovery events, our facilitators pay close attention to what each person might be going through, while also keeping an eye on the group as a whole, always prioritizing everyone's physical and emotional safety. And we're always here if you need support, whether that's making sure our events work for you or helping you find resources to support your healing journey. During recovery events, we utilize modalities that are often unavailable in traditional talk therapy, such as mindfulness, body work, music, art, and movement. Facilitators do still adhere to the same clinical boundaries and code of ethics as adopted by the APA. Recovery events accommodate a maximum of 24 participants to 6 facilitators. This ratio is a powerful adjunct to recovery. So if you are ready to register for a weekend of recovery, the first thing you can do is apply for a scholarship. Once we evaluate your scholarship application, you'll receive a registration code from me, which you can use when you register. And if you're interested in joining the virtual day of recovery, you can skip these steps because it is a no-cost event and you'll jump right to the next step, which is registration. After you register, you'll receive a welcome email from me, and then one of our facilitators will contact you to set up an interview. This will be a time to discuss what your goals might be for the weekend, what you hope to gain, and any questions or concerns you might have about participating. After you've completed your interview, you can go ahead and start planning any travel. We do help organize ride shares with other participants, and we offer a shuttle from both the Cincinnati and Columbus airports for our in-person weekend at Hope Springs. So if you're interested to read the full description or register for the virtual day of recovery or the weekend of recovery in September, you can scan these QR codes and they'll take you right to the description pages. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Dolores, who's going to share a little bit about their experience with TBO and the weekend of recovery.
Hi there. It's weird to be talking to people I can't see, but I understand that it's important for you to be able to be anonymous. So I'm going to do my best to pretend you're actually in front of me. TBO. I first went to a weekend of recovery at TBO in 2019. And at that time, there were a number of things going on where my perpetrators were being held accountable legally in ways that hadn't happened before. And so it stirred a lot of things up for me. And I knew I needed something beyond what I was getting in individual therapy. And I found TBO online luckily. It was recommended by others, survivors who had been to TBO. And so I thought I would check it out. And then I went and I looked at, and I thought I'd give it a try. So I talked it over with my therapist, and kind of made a plan for how I would handle going to a place that was about 6 hours away from where I live, with a bunch of people I didn't know. And as a survivor, I have trust issues. And, just making sure that I had a feeling that I would be able to be safe. But, once I got there, safety is really well handled at TBO. They work very hard to make a space that is a place where people can kind of uh, be their authentic selves, I guess. But also, you kind of co-create how you're going to deal with safety issues. And so they make, I think, what we call a courageous space as opposed to a safe space. I think I want to read to you something that I wrote after my very first weekend. I have since been back to weekends, I believe 6 times in total. One was virtual during the pandemic, and then they have alumni weekends, and I've gone to 3 of those. And there was one other time when I went back to a level 1, just because I wanted to reconnect. And I said, hey, can I still do this even though I've already done level 1? And they said, yes, please do. So they have always welcomed me back, which was, yeah, when I first did it, I thought it was going to be a one-time thing. I thought I was going to go learn some skills and then go back to my regular therapy and, integrated that into my life. And I did do that, but I also felt like I really wanted to retain connection with this community. It's one of the ways that TBO is very different from any other recovery or survivor program that I have ever seen, is the ongoing community aspect of it. So I want to read to you just a little thing that I wrote after my first weekend, and when they asked for feedback. So I gave them a lot of feedback, but I'm just going to give you one little piece of it. The TBO weekend was unlike anything else I had ever experienced. The facilitators were very skillful, attentive, and compassionate, and they worked well together as a team. The sense of community that is created in a few short days is amazing. Some of the exercises took me pretty far outside my comfort zone, but I felt very supported and was able to go deeper into this healing work than I expected. I was challenged, but I also felt safe enough and supported enough to explore experiences that were new to me. I left the weekend feeling more connected with my body, that was huge, than I have ever felt before. I feel that there are many new pathways to healing that are open to me. I know that this is not the end of my healing journey, but a new beginning. So that was my reflection a week after my first experience at a weekend of recovery. And I have, as I say, I've gone back, and every time I return, I learn new things. I make deeper connections. The facilitators really are incredibly skillful at kind of figuring out where you are and just supporting what you need. So sometimes, especially the first few times, there were exercises that were just too much for me, especially in a group of people I didn't know. And I was able to just kind of step back from them. And there was no judgment about that. And as time has gone on, I have been able to see my own growth in the ways that I've been able to participate in the similar kinds of experiences in follow-up years. Yeah, so I guess I think of TBO mainly as kind of an the weekend as kind of like an accelerant to my healing work. So I've got my regular healing work that I'm doing with my therapist. And then I get to go and work very intensely in a place, a beautiful location at Hope Springs, where there are really loving people that are supporting each other. And the food is amazing. And I don't have to take care of anybody else. And I can just focus on my own stuff for a couple days, whatever that means at that time, whatever it is that I am stuck on at the time. And I have found every time that I've been to be just as impactful as the first time. And I've really, um, I, I was sort of looking back at this stuff that I wrote after the first time. It's it's almost unbelievable to me how much I have changed since then. And TBO has certainly been a big part of that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Dolores. I absolutely love getting the opportunity to hear more from everybody. So it's really special. And thank you very much for sharing that. I do want to open it up for any questions if anyone has any. You can feel free to type those into the chat or raise your hand. Chad, was there anything else that you'd like to share that about the weekends or about TBO in general?
Um, just kind of echoing some of the things that Dolores mentioned, the kind of concentrated um, experience, the work that folks are able to do over the course of a weekend. Um, I work with men healing as well, so I've been on weekends with men, with women, with non-binary folks, and weekends where we combine folks, and the one thing that is pretty consistent across these weekends is the sort of collective anticipatory kind of fear and anxiety that folks walk in with, understandably, and the community that folks leave with. Um, the body language, the energy when folks are leaving on Sunday, it just looks and feels remarkably different from when folks arrive on Friday, kind of writ large. And that is the thing that even having done it now for 11 years, like that is the thing that every one of these weekends I'm like, holy cow, wow, that's still it still to me feels extraordinary, and it's why I keep coming back to facilitate and now to be a co-ed. Like I think it's a cool model, and we get a chance to with each weekend to add to this community, which is what it's all about. Like as facilitators, we're not healing anybody. We're just creating a space where people can connect with other survivors, and find community and find themselves. And so I guess that's what I would add.
Yeah, thank you. It's so wonderful to hear all of these things about TBO. I'll ask again if there's any questions. And if not, that's okay too. You can always feel free to reach out through email and contact us through our website. There's a lot more information there. So I would encourage everyone to take a look at our website and make sure you sign up for our newsletters that will keep you in touch as to all of our events and things going on. So if there's no other questions, I will wrap it up here and say thank you to everyone for coming tonight. And please be in touch with us if any questions come up or you'd like to chat a little bit more. We'd really love to talk to you. So thank you.